Okay, so I'm taking everybody else out. Uh,
It's a party.
Doctor James JC Cooley, the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I tell you, I'm so excited about this show that we having today because I tell you, and Todd, I know you can hear me. I know you can hear me, Todd. This thing hit me right in the heart because fitness and wellness and taking care of yourself are so important to us being completely whole. I mean, emotion, intellect, your will, your body, mind, and soul. All of those great things are so important when we are trying to actually maintain that balance in our lives and that we're trying to live right. So you have to take care of the temple. It's what they said. I ain't gonna start preaching here, but you have to take care of the temple. And the physical side, the body is part of the temple. And I believe that's so important in order meeting the objective, which is mind, body, and soul. So got my great co-host here, Michelle Cooley. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I love this show and the topic that we're going to discuss with our amazing guests. But yeah, health, fitness, self-care, it should be important to everybody. But, there's things that we can and do and things that we may stop doing that will improve our health, wellness, and self-care.
And Todd, how you doing, man? I ain't talked to you in a while, man. How you doing in Southern California?
I'm always good. It's a great day down here, and I think I agree with Michelle. Self-care is very important. It's all about balance, the yin and yang, and I'm excited for today's show and for our listeners to hear it.
Well, I'm excited because this young lady that we have on the show today, Todd, had an opportunity to meet her, had an opportunity to chat with her, had an opportunity to fellowship, and we marched the same day with our doctorate. So not only she's a classmate, but she's also the morning of. We got up at 5 o'clock in the morning on day of graduation, and I don't know if you saw it, Todd, but we did a fitness class and we sent it out to the world. I mean, we needed that. I mean, at least I did. And Michelle didn't want to get up. She didn't want to get up that day, but she know that wellness and self-care and fitness is important. Michelle, you want to talk about that? Did I throw you under the bus?
No, you didn't. I just didn't understand. We were so tired from flying in the day before. I didn't want to get up early. You know how tired we were. We leave like 3 o'clock in the morning to get to the airport. Our flight left at 6:15. So we were exhausted.
2:30.
So
I
it's
think
not
we
like I
left
didn't want to work out. I just was so tired from the day before.
We
But
had
you
to
know
work.
what? It was fun. It was fun. We had a great time.
So this fantastic guest, I had talked to her prior to, and I told her that what I was going to do, and I always keep my word. You already know that, Todd. I keep my word. So, and I'm gonna keep my word today. And why by telling our listeners, if you want to be part of this great conversation, there's several ways that you can be part of this great conversation. First of all, you can call in at 1-888-344-1110. That's a radio station, which is KCBQ San Diego. The answer, James Cooley. Wow. Or you can go to the mechanisms. You watching it either on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, YouTube channel, Twitch, every streaming network. And if you go to the comment section, you can comment on that or call in, and we'll make sure that Dr. Angela sees. Get your comments and answer your questions and tell you everything that you need to know. Michelle, I cannot wait to get this thing started. So first of all, Michelle, can you please tell our viewers and our listeners what's the title and the purpose of the show?
The title of the show is Wellness and Sel-Care, and the purpose is getting to know author, certified health and wellness coach, dance fitness instructor, body contour specialist, reflexology specialist, Reiki specialist, and founder of D3 Health and Fitness, Dr. Angela Seay, discussing the importance of wellness and self-care, and also talk about making time for you, and also how health is wealth.
Can you please introduce my great friend and our great guest to our listeners?
Dr. Angela has never lost her hustle or her New York state of mind. Educating others is a part of her DNA, modeling her life after her mantra. Healthy people are happy people, and happy people show love. Dr. Angela took her passion from academia to the dance floor. Teaching is her passion, but wellness and fitness is her true love language. Dr. Angela's method of teaching is just like a 3-strand cord. She teaches to elevate the mind, transform the body, and feed the soul. She is a published author, has served on several wellness advisory boards, and serves in ministry to reach her audience. Cultivating an environment for healthy living and community is Dr. Angela's goal. With more than 30 years of experience, this is just the beginning of a dream come true. Ladies and gentlemen, the James Cooley Show, it's your life. Welcome, Dr. Angela Seay.
Dr. Angela, welcome to the show. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
You know what? Hey, and I got to say this because I want our listeners to know that I did get up and do my 6 miles this morning.
Excellent.
And once I did the 6 miles, and Michelle can contest to this, I went to the gym and got me another 2 hours.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to brag too. In the noon, I did my F45 functional training workout, and it was cardio day today. Thank you.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Look, that's what I like to hear on Wednesday afternoon.
You know what, Dr. C. Okay. It was such a wonderful time actually meeting you in person. We had talked a couple of times on the phone prior to, but meeting you, marching and celebrating, and we walking across that stage with our doctorate and all that type of stuff. It was so wonderful. But not just that, but just the fellowship that we got up and we understand fitness and we did it. So, Angela, can you please tell our listeners where you grew up and what values your family instilled in you and making you the happy, smiling, cheerful person that you are today?
Well, I can tell you that I was the child who traveled. I grew up in between New York, Michigan, and North Carolina. So those are my traveling places growing up. Growing up, my parents instilled in us that you have to work to earn your keeps. You have to study to show yourself approval. You have to do right by people, to think positive, and always expect greater, and to work. You have to work, um, and you have to have a vision. So that's where we are. That's our foundation, and it has truly been working for us. It's been working really great for us.
Wow. What inspired you to become a fitness and wellness coach? Because, I tell you, during that little session that we had, you was all over the place, and I was leading the session, and I was trying. I said, okay, I'm gonna have to step it up like the Energizer Bunny. I hope my batteries don't go down. Okay, can you tell us what instilled you?
Well, my background is education, and I started in early childhood. That early childhood education was my first love, and I chose inner city and rural schools on purpose because it's the inner city schools and rural schools that need us the most. They need the role models. So I chose those schools. And in those schools, I always started health and wellness programs to talk to, started with teachers and then expanded to students and the community at large. I led exercise classes in evenings and on the weekends. I talked to them about nutrition and taking care of the body and how important it is. And being an educator, we need to be in a happy place because we make such a great impact on the lives of others, not just the children, but the families also. So that was my purpose and focus for extending what I do as an educator beyond just the classroom.
Well, Angela, we all know what the words health means. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. But when it comes to wellness, I mean, really, what does wellness really mean, in the full content of that word?
Well, wellness is in the full context is what I call wraparound, which means you have to address the mental component, you have to address the physical, the social and emotional component, and you have to address the nutritional component. You have to have a good balance of feeding the mind, body, and soul.
Wow. I definitely agree with that because, for example, I've been going to the gym, I've been working out all my life, and you can go exercise and do what you need to do, take great classes at the gym, sweat it up. But if you're not eating properly, or if your sleeping habits are horrible, or if you're not drinking enough water, you're not healthy. And that's where the wellness part, I do believe, comes in. So I guess my question to you is, first of all, how long have you been a health and wellness coach? And did you ever see yourself being one?
Well, I've been a health and wellness coach for about 15 years, officially for about 15 years. But prior to getting the certifications, I would say probably about 20, as it relates to doing the work and being of service to other people. But if someone had told me even 20 years ago that I would be a health and wellness coach, I would have been like, no, that is not what I'm trying to do. Even though I've always exercised, I've always, tried to do the right thing as it relates to taking care of the body. And I can say I did not always eat healthy, but I always exercise. I always make sure that I got proper rest, that I would meditate and relax and do things of that nature. So I know that it's important to get proper rest and to, eat healthy, because we are what we eat. And that is true. Junk in, junk out. Right. And our body needs the water. Our body needs the water. And I try to tell people to start with that, to drink the water.
Wow. You just mentioned something. You said we are what we eat.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand what that means. I mean, they figure that, well, I can just eat a hamburger, and if I don't put the ketchup on it, or if I don't put this on it, and if I get a Diet Coke, that means I'm eating right. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners that you are what you eat, and just by going to a Diet Coke, that's not going to help you too much when you got a big Whopper, triple Whopper, or triple Wendy's or something like that, and you just trying to munch it down?
Well, yes, I can say that what you are what you eat. And our bodies are not designed for meat. It is not designed for meat. And when you go to places and get different kinds of patties and things of that nature, it is processed, and it's a foreign object that you're putting inside your body. And the body reacts to it, believe it or not. And I want our listeners to just really think about it for a second. When you eat something like that, your body, your head will hurt, your stomach will hurt, you get sluggish, all kinds of things will happen. And the body, you ignore it. And then when you ignore it, and that's a foreign object in your body, then you keep doing it, then your body will accept it.
Wow. I want you to hold that thought, because we got to take a station break.
All right.
I want to come back and talk exactly about what you just said.
Okay.
So, I tell you, we got Dr. Angela Seay here. We're talking about nutrition. We're talking about wellness. We're talking about healthcare. And I tell you, you want to be part of the conversation. That's 1-888-344-1170, or you can go to the comments and you can comment and she asks her question. It's your life. I'm James Cooley. We'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Hello. Hey, I'm James Cooley. I am the founder and CEO of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, Options, Opportunities, Lasting Choice Program. Our primary mission is to help build a foundation of our youth and young adults and communities. And we encourage everyone to dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. And the way that you do that is, first of all, you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you are here for a purpose. You also have to be able to step out your comfort zone and do things that you probably didn't think that you can do.
From city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
The Answer San Diego, streaming now on TuneIn.com and Odyssey.com.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Coolin. I tell you, I got my fantastic guest here that's educating us. And I guess what, Michelle?
What?
She getting ready to put it down. She getting ready to go off into why it's so important that self care from a fitness perspective. Why it's so important that wellness from a fitness perspective. Why it's so important that sometimes we have to think out the box. So if you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Or you can go to the comments, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever we're streaming on right now. And you can put your comments in and you can ask this great young lady any questions that you might want to ask her. Uh, Dr. C.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to tell you. So
Okay.
I was so impressed. And what I mean by when we were doing a workout, the Energizer Bunny. When I say Energizer Bunny, you're like, okay, I'm used to doing this, but you were just moving so fast. But no, you was into it. I mean, spirit wise, everything about you was all it was showing. You know, were you always interested in wellness or growing up? Something that you um, just came across and just say, hey, I want to do this.
Well, my family, my mom had 5 daughters and she adopted 5 boys. She was from a large family. There were 13 of them, but and we're all kind of close knit. And of all of my siblings, I'm next to the oldest, but I'm the smallest. Um, and I've always been the smallest, and I've always did a lot of reading, and I read about how different things affect the body, and I was just determined then. That's why I started exercising early, to make sure that I don't have to take any prescription medications or anything like that. So I just exercised and took care of myself basically, and focused on doing the right thing.
Wow. So, what changes have you, let's say, you've noticed by, doing more with your health and fitness and self-care and wellness? What changes have you noticed, let's say, inside and also your attitude?
Well, really, I've noticed a major difference, at least for the past 5 years, because we lost our mom, and I was really in a depressed state and didn't know it, and thought that I should have known because I'm an educator, but it didn't happen that way. I didn't know. I just went back to what I knew was right, and taking care of myself and eating right and doing the right things. I'm healthier and happier. I can help other people make the transition to a healthier lifestyle. I don't take in any flesh of animals and things of that nature, and I haven't for quite some time. It's been more than 30 years since I've had beef or pork, and then it was nothing, next to nothing, for me to stop eating chicken and turkey. But fish was the last thing. It was my all-time favorite. uh, but and I teach people to, just take it in increments and make small changes instead of trying to do something major all at once, because they will not stick with it. They will not have the consistency that they need to be successful and living a healthier and happy life. Um, but the changes are good.
Well, good. So, Dr. Angela, tell us about D3 Health and Fitness. How did this all get started? Who inspired you? And tell me about this company, this organization that you founded.
Yes. Thank you for asking. My my last assignment in the K-12 sector, my colleagues called me D3. They called me D3. Diva, the D3 then meant Dr. Dean Diva. So I didn't want it to all be about me. So I kept the D3 and I changed it to, because I do believe that I'm a diva, a diva determined to make a difference. And that's how the D3 came about, because I am determined to make a difference in the lives of other people, one person at a time, one day at a time, to teach people how to take care of themselves. But what we do, we provide what I call a wraparound service. We provide health and wellness coaching, holistic kind of approaches to health and wellness. We make products that works with the body, no chemicals, no preservatives, or anything like that, from essential oils to natural deodorants. Being that I'm a reflexologist, I make my own foot creams and foot sprays that will help people. It's a balance of ingredients that works with the body. And that's what we do.
Wow. So, there are a lot of people out there who they may not be ready, or they don't have time, or they may do it for a short time, but they don't really, make it a long-term mission as far as health, wellness, and self-care. How do you counsel them, and how do you motivate them?
Well, I focus on encouraging them first. I listen to them, and so they will explain to me where they are, things that they've done. And most of the time when people are there, they've tried different things, but they've tried to do too much at one time, and they can't be consistent that way. And that's why I say my thing is incremental changes plus consistency equals grand results. And that's why I look how I
I like that. I'll give you a perfect example. Like you said, incremental changes. I always feel like, okay, you want to change certain things you eat, that you may need. Let's start with things that you're not that crazy about eating in the first place. Like, for instance, I don't need to eat meat. I went 9 months without eating meat, and I could care less because it was never that important to me. So if I ever wanted to go without eating meat, period, it would be no sweat off my back. I'm telling you. Now I have a fondness of sweets. So for me, I would have to do the incremental changes. Maybe have like a dessert, a sweet on the weekends, but not overindulge. Don't go crazy. So incremental changes is your recommendation for those who maybe are not ready?
Yes, incremental changes and making one change at a time. But before I go any further on that, I do want to interject that at D3, and I'm going to have to ship you guys some, we make these pecan delights that are a fraction of the calories. And it's a nice alternative sweet snack, and 4 of them are only 90 calories.
Wow.
Yes. And they come in a dozen. Yes. So I'll make sure that, and I ship on Mondays. I work a schedule, but so I'll make sure I ship you guys some out so that you can have them, and then you can have an alternative to the sweets that are high in sugar that works against your body.
Thank you, Dr. Angela. Thank you for shipping it to me. It's time for you, James.
I hold the bus. Hey, Dr. Angela. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about D3. So you got to make your own products.
Yes.
You making it factory? You make it home? How you go about doing this? So, because I know our listeners gonna want to know.
Yes, I have a commissary for the food items. No, I don't have a factory. I did look into that, but I want to stay true to what I have to offer people. I don't want to add the chemicals and the preservatives, because those things do not work with the body. And I focus on helping people, and I want to make sure that I do that. So in order to control those things, you have to do them yourself. So that's what we do. We go to the commissary. We have a schedule that we make our products, and they're all natural with no chemicals and no preservatives in there on purpose. And even though, it is recommended by the FDA that, those preservatives and things are not as harmful to you, and they are approved, any kind of chemicals are foreign objects to the body. So we don't want to have that. We want to have all natural, our natural products, and that's what we use. No chemicals or preservatives.
So you all use all natural products, and once you ship products, how long are they good for?
We ship priority. We ship priority, and for instance, those pecundolites that I'm going to send you all will last on the counter for about a week. In the refrigerator, they'll last 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, okay. We have our baked
so
chips.
We're gonna take a station break.
Okay.
But I want to come back, and I want to continue this conversation because we're gonna pick up a lot other things that you're doing, Reiki and etc. We want to really get a chance to know Dr. Angela Seay. And I tell you, if you want to be part of this conversation, you call in 1-888-344-1170, or you can go to the comments. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll see you shortly after the break.
Listen up. It's Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold. James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
FM 96.1 and AM 1170, The Answer.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back. It's Your Life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. I'm a classmate, my friend. I mean, that really put me down, and I tell you, it's all about wellness. It's all about wellness. It's all about healthcare.
Yes.
And it's all about what do you believe in yourself. Yes. Because as I mentioned when we first started the show, mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
And you got to treat each one of those equally.
Yes.
In order to be whole, in order to be the person and have the purpose that God provided us with. So you have to take care of the fitness portion of it. You have to take care of the spiritual portion of it,
Yes.
and you have to take care of the mental portion of it. And Dr. Angela is educating us on all three. And we I know we've been talking about one extensively. We've been talking about the physical portion of it. But I want to change it a little bit and go into another portion of the portion. And that is uh, the mental, when it comes to some things that traditionally that our mind is set, that we just, that's just how it is because that's what they told me. That's what everybody told me coming up. Sometimes we have to refocus different because times are different. Dr. Angela, I think you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I know that you do seminars, you do a lot of great things. You do Reiki, you do all this stuff. Can you tell our viewers and listeners exactly what your seminars and other things that you do?
Yes, I do. I do educational seminars, and I I like to elevate, then educate, and I do that to let people know that wherever you are, that's where you are. We don't judge, we don't ridicule. We just provide information to help you make those incremental changes so that you can be the best version of yourself that you can be. And it's not going to happen overnight. It takes time, and you have to be intentional in your actions. And I know that we have been talking about our physical component. We've got our good workout in before commencement, and it was really great. I really enjoyed it, and I do want to commend you guys for It's Your Life. And your health and wellness, it's your life. It's almost like Aretha said, it's your thing. Do what you are going to do what you need to do, right? So you have to make sure that you take care of your mind. The mind is just like the body. Um, just like you are what you eat, you are what you think, you are what you expose your mind to. So I suggest to people when I do my seminars and trainings, I give them the example and I focus on the how to part, because sometimes we know what to do, sometimes people don't know what to do, but they don't know how to start making those incremental changes or even where to start. And then I explain to them how to do it and taking those incremental changes for a lifetime commitment. It's not just a one quick fix. It's not one prescription fit all. Everybody's lifestyle is different. So you have to make the changes according to who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. Because it is different and things are different for all of us. But one thing that is consistent is that the world that we live in is fast paced, and we work around the clock to keep things afloat, whether we are on the job with on somebody else's job, or we're entrepreneurs, or we full-time moms, whatever the case may be, or a combination of all four. We don't take the time that we need to take care of ourselves, and we need to make sure that we do that. And by doing so, as it relates to the mind and the mental state, I suggest to people think about the music that you listen to. Think about how much TV that you watch and what kind of TV genres do you watch. Make sure that you be mindful of that. I've never been a TV watcher. Growing up, my dad used to tell us that was the ignorant box. People who sit down and watch TV, you miss out on your blessings, you miss out on your strength, you miss out on doing things that you can do because you are glued to something that's really not being productive. It's kind of a counterproductive ordeal.
I'm glad you said that, Dr. Angela, because, I admit I was a horror movie fan growing up, and I was gonna admit it, but sometimes it doesn't even have to be horror. Sometimes, like, you could watch a show or movie. It could be well put together, and let's say the contents are disturbing. Maybe it's based on real life or make believe, whatever it is. You go to bed, and some reason it gets into your spirit because you're unsettled because you just watched it, then you're hitting the sheets.
Yes.
And so self-care is also about who you surround yourself with, what
Yes.
you listen to, and
Yes.
what you watch.
Yes.
But I'm gonna go back to James because we got a message here from one of our listeners.
Okay.
Wow. So one of our listeners, and Michelle, go ahead and address that message.
Okay, so Dr. Angela, Joshua Goldsmith from California wants to know, what is your take on how Eastern medicine influences health and wellness here in the United States?
Well, I'm a firm believer in Eastern medicine as it relates to the holistic approach. I'm not an advocate for prescriptions, even though I know sometimes they are beneficial. And given my own research and background knowledge, I know that there are side effects to different prescription medicines, and it's always on the label that it may have some side effects, but your doctor believes that the benefits are greater than what the possibilities of the side effects may be or may cause. So I'm an advocate for holistic wellness first, and let other options as it relates to taking medicine or prescription medicine be like a total last result. And I warn people not to, if you're having any kind of issues or any kind of discrepancies, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Address it so that you don't have to go to the extreme of having surgery or taking any kind of prescription medicine, that you can believe in the body doing what it's supposed to do. And it's designed, our bodies are designed to take care of itself. So if we take care of our bodies will fight off all kinds of bacteria, any kind of mucus, any kind of anything that is not supposed to be in our bodies. Our bodies, if we take care of it, it will take care of itself and heal itself, so that we won't have to endure any kind of prescription medicine that is not natural.
Dr. Angela, what is one major thing that people can do to improve self-care?
Wow. If I had to say one thing based on my experience and research from traveling and doing health and wellness self-care seminars, is the water intake. Increase the water intake, because most people don't like to drink water. And yes, thank you for drinking your water. And we need to drink at least, if you're not doing any exercise at all, you need to drink at least half your body weight in ounces of water every day. And let me explain why. Because people don't realize, just from breathing, your body expels water. When you're talking, your body expels water. Just your general everyday activities that you do, from getting up from the chair or moving about, your body expels water. So you need to replenish it. And it is vital to the body to have the water, because when your body is dehydrated, which means there's a lack of water, then it affects your nervous system. It affects all of your organs, even the skin. It affects everything. It affects your lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is the hub for all other systems in the body. And when the lymphatic system is off track, everything else is off track. And that means foreign objects going into your body can gain a blood supply and start to grow. And that's how all the different issues, health issues, start to happen in our lives, starting from not drinking enough water.
You know, Dr. Angela, some people think that self-care and health and fitness is expensive. How do you respond to that?
It's expensive. Believe it or not, it is more expensive not to focus on self-care and wellness. And let me explain why, if I may. and that may be the teacher in me. I always like to explain why I give my answers. It is more expensive not to, because if you don't do what you need to do to take care of yourself initially, you neglect self-care as it relates to taking care of your mind, body, and soul. It causes issues. And then you'll have to go to the doctor. You will probably get a prescription for something, and it chances are greater than not that it will have side effects that may cause other issues, and then you may have to have surgery or any kind of thing. So that means now you can't take care of the people who are around you, who are depending on you. You can't do anything for yourself. Then you need somebody to take care of you, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. The revenue stops. So if you are down and there are so many people depending on you, whether you are an entrepreneur or employed by somebody, somebody's depending on you. Your family's depending on you. So when you're not doing what you need to do, it has a domino effect. It doesn't affect just you. It affects everything in your circle.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's why it costs more, and it's more expensive not to do what you need to do for self-care. For any component, the mind, body, or soul. If you have a nervous breakdown, what can you do? Nothing. You can't go, you can't work, you can't do anything. If you're dehydrated and you have a heart attack, what can you do? Nothing. Chances are you can go into a coma, which means you have to go into the hospital, and you're spending out money. Your insurance rates skyrocket. The list goes on and on and on for how expensive it is, times 5 and then some, is what I say. When you don't take care of yourself, the cost multiplies.
Wow. So what I think you're saying is prevention, just like what we always try to do. We have to go to the doctor. We have to
Be
take care of
proactive.
ourselves.
Yes.
And many people wait till the last minute. They feel that ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I don't need no insurance. I don't need this. I don't need that.
Yes.
And they wait till the last minute, and then when something happens, it becomes extremely expensive. So I always encourage people, regardless of whether it's health, regardless of whether it's for your house or your car, make sure that you prepare in advance, because if it happened before to somebody else, it can happen to you as well. So I totally agree with you, Dr. Angela,
Yes.
that the expense, yeah, everything costs. Everything costs, but you have to be prepared. We got to take a station break, but we're going to come back and we're going to continue this great discussion with Dr. Angela Seay. You know, I tell you, my friend, and she's doing it. She's putting it down. And we get back with, I want to talk a little bit more about this Reiki, and I want to talk a little bit more about why health, wellness, and self-care is a daily chore that we have to do this. If you want to be part of the conversation, then I'll tell you what, go to the comments and just ask this great lady a question. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll see you shortly.
There's more stories.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Come on.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and I'll tell you, wow, Joshua Goldsmith, thanks so much for the questions. And yes, I know you asked about the studio. I think we had got an issue with the phones in the studio right now, so I apologize. So just keep it coming on the comments section, and I'll make sure that Dr. Angela gets your questions, and she will answer those as well, because she is one fantastic young lady that's doing great things. And so if you want to be part of this, go to the comments section and ask Dr. Angela Sees any question that you want to. And Dr. Angela, as we were talking about a second ago, is a lot of people say, well, it's expensive for me to do this. And just like I was explaining, you explained, it's more expensive if you don't do it.
Right.
It's more expensive if you don't do it. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners, how does self-care or lack of self-care impact your daily activity and your productivity?
Well, when you take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul, you can function properly. You can function, you can get things done, you can be productive. I'm a list person, and I make a list of things that I need to do, but I start my day with meditation and giving thanks and just clearing my mind and preparing myself for the day in a positive way, thinking positive and always expecting greater, with the focus of being better than I was yesterday. Intentionally focus on helping somebody to make a difference in the lives of other people. I listen to healing frequencies is my music of genre in the mornings. I do sounds, the bells and nature and things of that nature. And it really makes a difference than to listen to other music that has different kinds of lyrics that are not always positive. And don't get me wrong, I don't bash. I do listen to all kinds of genres of music when it's that time. And I'm not sure about you all, but where I'm from, my parents, grandparents, and great grandparents will say there's a time and season for all things. And that's word. So and you have to know when it's time to do what you need to do as relates to taking care of your body. And when you have your mind set in a win-win frame, then you can be productive. Otherwise, you would be counterproductive. And sometimes you don't know why. If you don't take time to breathe and take in the moment to start your day, you start your day with the hustle and bustle of running, no organization, no structure, then you will be fighting against yourself, and chances are less likely that you will be productive. You'll be sluggish. You can't get anything done, and you don't understand why. And then it becomes stressful.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Angela, tell us about your new book, Joy Comes in the Morning, and what this is all about. We're just switching gears here, but we are definitely interested in this new book.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for asking. Yes. As a matter of fact, yesterday, we just had our virtual launch, and it was phenomenal. But the Joy Comes in the Morning is a 90-day devotional with 89 other phenomenal authors it's a focus on grief and pain and how to deal with it. And people deal with grief and pain in different ways, and different things happen. We experience different traumas, and it affects us differently. So this devotional has 90 different ways of handling different situations, so that people can read it, and it's some information that will help them deal with different things as it relates to different experiences. For example, my component in there talks about pressing forward, regardless of what the circumstances may look like. Continue to press forward. You need to get your copy. You need to order your autographed copy, and I will sign it and put it in the mail to you. Yes.
Wow, this is really exciting. So, the topic of this show today is, basically it's about health, wellness, and self-care.
Yes.
Why is all of that a lifestyle, but not an intermittent one? You just can't do it for 3 months and then slack off for 2, go back and forth. It has to be consistent. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, for eating, I'm not saying you have to eat salad every day.
Right.
You can't treat yourself to a piece of cake, pie, or a cookie, but do it in moderation. But why do you feel that any lifestyle, especially health, well care, has to be a consistent one and not spotty here and there?
Well, consistency is key, and you want grand results. When you do something, you don't want to do just enough to get by. You don't want just mediocre. You want grand results, because we're designed for that. We're designed for miraculous things happening to us, not just tad bits, and that's word, not just a little bit, not just. So you want to be consistent in a lifestyle change. Make lifestyle changes, because you don't want your body to be on a roller coaster. For an example, you want to make sure that one thing that you can do is make sure that you're done eating your meals for the day at least 4 hours before you go to bed. And let me explain why. When your body lays down, it's rejuvenating, it's healing itself, it's revitalizing. And if you've eaten before, within that 4 hours, your food hasn't digested. So your body is torn. It doesn't know if it's supposed to digest the food or recoup the body. So because the food is heavy, it's going to focus on that. And that's why people are tired. It's like, I'm still tired. I've gone to bed early. I've been in bed and I've got a good night's sleep, but I'm still tired when I wake up in the morning. It's because you've eaten too late. Even if you eat healthy, you eat a clean diet. If you eat too late and lay down, the body is confused. It doesn't know what it's supposed to do. So you want to make the lifestyle change and be intentional about what you do as relates to taking care of your body. So you have to be systematic so that your body will know what you're doing, and it will in turn know how to heal itself to do what it's supposed to do. So if you don't take care of it, be consistent with taking care of it, then your body can't be consistent with doing what it needs to do to heal when it's time to be healed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're down to the last I say 2 minutes of the show. And real quickly, if you can you tell our listeners and our viewers, what is your goal as it relates to teaching people about wellness and self-care? Okay, if you can just sum that up in about 30 seconds, it'd be much appreciated.
Yes, I can. Thank you for asking. My goal is, I see myself on a campaign trail of educating a multitude of people as it relates to health and wellness on platforms around the world, through writing books and materials, teaching people one day at a time, one person at a time, how they can make changes to their lives right now. One day, one in incremental changes to be healthy and happy, so that they can fulfill the purposes that God has on their lives to be of service to other people. Did I make my 30 seconds?
Yeah, yes, you did. But you got to tell our viewers and our listeners how can they get in touch with you, because they need to get in touch with you. They need to understand this. Tell them how they can get in touch with you and contact you and get some of your products again. And so you got another 30 seconds with that.
Yes. Okay. I do want to say that if your health and wellness status is not becoming to you, then you should be coming to D3 with Dr. Angela and D3 Health and Fitness so that we can help you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. You can email us at d3healthfitness@gmail.com. You can reach us by phone at 256-714-1194. Right now, our website is under construction, but it will be up soon. But in the meantime, you can email us. You can find us on Facebook, D3 Health Fitness, or Dr. Angela C. That is Seay. You can send us a direct message, and we will take care of you. We'll help you, and you need somebody to come to talk to your group. Yeah, we got you covered.
She got you covered. I tell you,
Yes.
Dr. Angela C. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show. We got to do this again. You know we got to do it again.
Yes, we've got to do it again.
Continue to keep teaching, because we all have to take care of our own health and wellness. And
Yes.
if we need a coach, to get you one of the best in the business. So I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. I like to
Yes.
thank my beautiful co-host. Yes, I'm a little biased, but that's my wife. For
Yes.
doing all the heavy lifting. I like to thank my producer, Todd Tyrett. Oh man, you the guy. I like to thank our listening audience for always tuning in. I tell you, I want everybody to dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We're always looking for sponsors so we can continue to bring this great message. I want everybody to have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. I see you.
Thanks for joining us for It's Your Life with James Cooley. To learn more about James, how you can support the show, or become a guest, visit CooleyFoundation.org. Join James weekdays at this same time for more motivation and inspiration to help you become equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. This has been The James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, where you learn how to dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.